And when that timer start, that mean that we good, man. My boy Sentri, what's going on with you, man? How you doing?
What's up, brother? Happy to
I'm
be
all
here. I
right.
am pumped, man. I've been excited for this one. So thank you very much for having me on the show for sure.
Same, my guy. Nope. Hey, no problem. It's a lot of people playing to ask, and a lot of dope people such as yourself. I just gotta put it out. I like to do these like I'm not straight podcasts, so
Yeah,
I like to do these like kind of like a special event and like not like every day because I think it would get diluted, and I don't want any one person. Because you guys is why I started my channel doing a podcast, and then the stuff I review or the sports I talk or whatever else is on the channel doesn't mean more to me at least than these.
yeah, I hear you on that.
Talking to people means more to me than all the stuff that I've done, no matter what the people think or say or what the views kind of reflect. So
For sure.
I appreciate you for coming through, man, taking
That's
the time out.
anytime. I don't know if a lot of people probably don't know this, but you and I have had some very good, some very real talks. We talk a lot. I don't know that that's a well
Oh
known.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no. I mean, we don't tend
You
to jab at each other as much as I do with like Dark Sage or Funko Cop or
Yeah.
somebody like that. You know what I mean? So it'd be a lot of the silly ones that they was doing it to you today, bro. They were doing it to you today. I don't know where someone has mentioned you in their story. I'm like, it's either Dark Sage or like it's a top like list of like people. So we don't really do it as much. So we definitely have for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, we're gonna be talking about a little bit of everything, you guys. So I mean, don't this is I have collectors on and I have another like just another general podcast I do, but I like to have this for the collectors in my life, no matter what I mean what we are, because I do a lot. I collect a lot of stuff that you don't necessarily collect,
Yep.
but I love that. So
Me too.
with that being said, bro, the floor is yours. What like first question is what is two-parter? What was the first thing I asked everybody? What was the first thing ever in your life that made you think like maybe I will collect one day, or it was like this is what got me into collecting? And two, what do you collect now?
That is that is loaded. It's so funny because yeah, that is a question that gets asked, but it just feels loaded every time. I get overwhelmed with like
Hmm.
everything from back in the day. But I'd probably say if I really had to pick something, at least something that stands out to me, Marvel Universe Series One trading cards, 1990,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
I don't know how my parents let me walk around with Marvel cards and a DC binder, but that's okay. But then that's what I did, and I
It's
know
all right, bro. It's forgiven. You were young.
it's yeah because they know I like Batman, and they bought me
Hey.
a binder out of the goodness of their hearts, and that's what I had, and that's what I was working with. So I would say, and they went straight into the sleeves. I was a crazy human being with everything that I collected from a kid, including those cards, comics, Marvel comics. I posted on my Instagram a couple of months ago now. Some of the first few comics that I bought at a comic shop a few towns away from where I currently live now. It used to be Amazing Tales back in the '90s, and yeah, I mean, I think comics and cards really got me into. I think even at that age, like wow, like I just enjoy collecting. It's one of those things where I started to get in tune with my collector self. And then from there, it was Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. One of my friends, I'll never forget it, first grade, which was, yikes, late 80s, something like that. He brought in the original Playmates Raphael and had it on his desk. And he sat like a row over to me. And he turned to me one day and he's just like, hey, puts the shit on his desk and turns it to me. And I was like, my mind was I'm like, what the fuck is that thing? That's it. It's just like I didn't know what it was. I had no idea. The cartoon, none of that like yet hit me. know anything about it, and I just see this thing on it. I'm like, that looks fucking cool as shit. A couple days later, he
Yeah.
comes with another one with a fucking purple bandana. I'm like, and Donatello, and I'm just like, there's more than one of these friggin' things. And then from there, watching the cartoon, grew up with Masters of the Universe,
Mhm.
all of the vintage stuff, repro lines that you're seeing now, all the repro vintage lines you're seeing from Super Seven, from NECA, um, all these toy companies that they're bringing back the past, and they're doing it in a very big way. My wallet's been on fire, so uh, taking this stuff back. And
You ain't telling me nothing, man. But I know you be out hunting every day. That's
you
the
see the
thing.
videos, yeah. You see that
Yeah,
right
you
now. I can do that. I
the
have the
moons.
doing that, thankfully.
Yeah.
But so I've been able to take advantage of my time at home and working from home and the situation that I'm in. So I've been fortunate in that sense to be able to go out and get some good footage, for the channel and have some fun hunts. Um,
Definitely.
and hopefully, we'll see how long that keeps up. As far as I'm not going to be able to get out during the day like I do forever. Um, but
Yeah.
just enjoying it while I can right now, and figure out the always make time for these hunts. But yeah, I mean, it's been crazy trying to get these toys and getting out there, and everyone else, vying for them, and then just everybody, just trying to get these things. And the distribution's been extra funky with COVID. If you're ordering stuff online, which I don't really do, I only
Yeah.
order certain things online, stuff I can't get in stores, or I don't
Yeah.
want to go to Newberry and pay a 15% markup for something I could just
Right.
pre-order from Super Seven. Otherwise, everything else, Target, Walmart, I always go and try to find stuff.
So, that sounds. So, what are the normal? What's the normal stores you hit?
Um, it's I have fun doing it, but it's like, unfortunately, in this post Toy Store era, Target, Walmart. I don't have any Walgreens by me that are any good. Let me know, anyone. Shout out in the chat, comment something. Um, uh, Let me know, about Walgreens in the area, Westchester County. I don't know, but it's Target, it's Walmart. There are two hobby shops. I'm actually going to go film. I might even do it after this pod. I'm not sure, or I might just do it either after the show, or maybe sometimes in the next few days. But Undiscovered Realm, I filmed there. It was it might have been my first hunt. I think it was maybe it was my second hunt video that I made. It was like right as COVID hit. It was like first week of March, and it is a gigantic pop shop. So even though I don't collect pops anymore, I love all this stuff. Like I've probably followed more, and I've said this before on other people's shows. I probably follow more pop channels than I do figures and statues and other. I enjoy seeing what other people are collecting. I like connecting with people. It's why I made my channel. It's why talking, the interaction. I got to a point where it was just like, it's probably unhealthy for me to talk to myself only in my car. I might as well film it and put it out there for everybody else to see.
Right. Right.
And
For
that's,
sure.
for me, it's just an ongoing conversation now, which is cool and it's fun. And I've got to meet really cool people, like such as yourself and
I'm
some
all
other.
right.
And yeah, no, you're more than that. But
I know I'm a piece of shit sometimes too, but yeah.
no one's perfect. Um, so,
Look, I got a answer for. I
but
love it.
yeah, man. So Undiscovered Realm is a place, I think you'd probably be really interested in. It's got a ton of pops. They're usually the biggest pop stand at any big con. They have their section of Grail pops, and then just a gigantic wall of pops. They have a pretty big NECA selection too, and they just got in. I know they're going hard on action figures now, like modern and vintage, and then I know they have a huge selection of that now, that they've added to their store. So I want to go film in there. That's a place I like to go to. Toy Wiz, which is right over the bridge here, which kind of has like a rough name, somewhat around these parts. If you ask, it's a hobby shop, man. People complain about markups and stuff, and I had mentioned in my last video too. It's like, go in and talk to these people. Like, I've talked to the owners there now. Like, they're the nicest guys in the world, and they will work with you, on pricing, and just talk to them. Don't go in there and it's like, and some of the stuff they have is actually at cost, for retail. So
That's not bad, man.
no, and they have a lot of trading cards there. They have some. They actually have. They just got in some Gundam kits that I saw. They have a whole stand of them now. So, and they have
When
a
you
bunch
go
of
in there, I
apps.
need you to see if they have a Gundam. It's one Gundam I'm looking for, and I
Okay.
can't find it anywhere, but I know it's somewhere in the US that doesn't either promote their Gundams that much online
Uh-huh.
or they don't have an online store at all. So I
Okay.
know this kid is out there, but
Let
we'll
me know.
get to that later. We'll get to
Yeah.
that. I'm
I'll
sorry, I had to, because I'll
no,
forget, bro. I will forget
no,
all that you said.
I'll film that whole rack for you and you tell me. So,
Dog,
that's a
my guy.
errorless way of going about that, I think. But yes, so Toy Wiz, Undiscovered Realm. Um, there's some comic shops and stuff like in Connecticut and the area that I hit sometimes. Newberry Comics, they have a couple of those around here that I go to. I don't. Sometimes they have a good Marvel Select collection. If Marvel Select wears in that, yeah, I'll buy one here or there. They have a lot of Super Seven stuff. Uh, those are the main shops outside of Target and Walmart that I go to. But all of the exclusives are at right now, this year especially, are Target and Walmart exclusives, and all the stuff that I'm looking for are in both of those stores. So, that's where I've been. That's where I've been living. That's where I've been dwelling the past 4, 5, 6 months, more than usual. But
Hey, that's what it's about though, bro. It's been a lot of stuff to come out
a
the
lot,
past 6 months, so
ton. This year has had a lot of stuff, and it's all the stuff that I like. So Turtles, He
there's
Man.
been a lot of turtle stuff lately, and I'm trying to figure out why. I don't have a problem. I'm just trying to figure out why. Like, I know you see my little turtle shrine, like a piece of it right here, bro. Like,
I
I
do.
got I got the turtles tatted on my leg, bro. It's real.
Dude, that is real. Yeah, no, dude,
Yeah.
I hear you. No, I know. I know you're faithful for sure. I just a lot of other people are seem like they're warming up or getting into them now too. I mean, I don't know how you can't because they're NECA's
I
showing.
think everybody always done loved them. I just maybe it's a reawakening or something.
Well,
But I don't know why they I don't know why the stores and stuff are coming out with so many like, like turtle stuff, and it's just like, what the heck? Like even Funko. And it's just like, is something going on? Because I don't remember it being their anniversary, is it?
every day's their anniversary these
Man, for me it is. Whenever I walk in my living room, like, good day.
days. Yeah, they've been pumping out a lot of stuff, animated series stuff, comic inspired stuff, variants of all of that. NECA has that animated series line. Just they're running away with that.
Man, the old school one too. Not
Yeah,
this BS crap that they keep coming out with the last like 10 years. It's been
yeah,
all poop to me mostly.
yeah,
Like the two live actions was okay. And that's all I gotta say. They were
yeah,
okay.
yeah. They have some of those lines, and even like some of like the other vintage lines, like Masters of the Universe Classics line. I couldn't stand that one, but the new Origins line is fantastic.
Yeah.
Based almost like exactly on the old molds, just reproduction of that stuff. I just found He-Man the other day; looks awesome. So that's the stuff that gets me pumped. That I've been having a really good time with. I mean, to the point where I told you the other day, I'm selling off my statues now, which is kind of crazy to think. It's just I wanted to really just pick a road, and I was going in on both, and it's just like after a while, it's like, man, I it I don't I don't like having my focus in too many different places.
Yeah.
And statues are really popular now, and I don't know. I like stuff when they have their little niche and they're not super mainstream, and that's when I everything online role playing games back in the mid to late '90s. Statues 5, 6, 7 years ago. Um, Action figures I've always been into. Even pops. Pops I liked them when limited edition meant under 1,000. You know what I mean? Limited wasn't 10,000. It's not very limited to me. But that's just me. I've got love for Funko. I just there are too many things that I like, and I just sometimes for me at least you got to make hard decisions,
Man,
and so this was one of them for sure. But that's okay.
I hear you. Cause my Gunpla run is gonna be very, very strange. Cause it's a lot of it's a lot of stuff for like pre-order. Not a lot, but it's like maybe 5 things, 6 things, but they're each like 50. or 45,
Hmm.
and it's just like that add up, So I gotta break that up like hardcore.
Yeah, I hear you.
If not, man,
You got it's sometimes you wake up. Sometimes you'll wake up. You'll have that definitive day, that defining moment. You look at your stuff, and it's just like, or at least I have it. I'll be like, man, what am I fucking doing?
man,
And I don't like to get to that. So that's not a place I ever want to be. I was good with Funko though. I was never the guy that had like four, five, 600 pops ever. I I really tried to keep my focus and stick to my principles with that, and I did for the most part. But I just found myself chasing a lot of, like, even at the time, like OG Grails. Like I was going after, like, at the SDCC metallic turtles right after,
man,
in the aftermarket, 4 or 5 years ago, they were still going for dough. All the OG Marvel pops still going for dough. Like, and this was, years ago. And I had a nice little collection. I wanted to kind of just pivot into, because I noticed that I wasn't really interested in some of the stuff that they were putting out for what I like, the licenses on the lines at the time. There weren't many Marvel pops that I was into. Uh, there were no turtles at the time.
man,
Even like Masters of the Universe, they had that. They just came out with the battle armor stuff, which was cool. But I will say, once I got out of pops that following year, which I think was like 2018 or 20, I think it was 2018. I was like, of course, like the second I get out of pops, I actually have a couple of lines that I like.
man.
So it's you can't predict a lot of this stuff. You kind of just have to do what makes sense for you at the time. And if I'm not absolutely in love with what I'm doing, even if I like it, if I'm not in love with it, it's over. So
Bro. And that's how I felt about a few things because as soon as I found out like what Gundam model kits were, I was like, oh, I got some stuff that gotta go. Like,
yeah, yeah,
no offense, but it's just like I want those. Like I don't even like they just now today did Transformer pops, which gives me hope one day they'll do Gundam pops,
that
which
would be
will
cool.
be
That would be different.
fire.
Yeah.
But we ain't reached that day yet, my friend. So these model kits is all I got. And even so, if they did, I would still like the model kits over the pops because the Gundam model kits are to scale. You know what I mean? They don't got like they look more so like the anime or how they're supposed to be in real life than
Yeah.
some chibi. Like, no offense, my pops, I love y'all, chibi wannabes.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
it's apples and oranges, man.
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
whatever floats your boat. You got
Yeah.
those. It's completely different than a Funko Pop.
I'll get them both. I have no
Yeah.
problem. But I will also acknowledge that they are two, even though they're in the same genre, they are two different categories.
Right.
Like it's not the same thing. They
It,
both
it
fruit, not the same ones. Like you said,
yeah.
apples and oranges.
It is. It's whatever you like. It's I don't, the people that like, there's some people out there that like to shit on certain, like, uh you know uh certain collectibles because they collect something else. It's like, well, collect whatever it is that you like and enjoy it. You can examine and vet out whatever collectible you have and bring it. It's all art. It's all good.
Yep,
And you can't, and a lot of the times you can't compare things because it doesn't make sense to compare them.
man.
You're not going to compare a Funko Pop to a statue. Obviously, the statue is going to have more detail. So what are we talking?
Obvious.
I'm going from something where it's like the statue community, statues and certain things, and then going force into action figures. And action figures right now are more detailed than everything than ever. But you're not going to compare an action figure to a statue. But I'm going away. I'm doing away with statue. You know what I mean? It's just like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
People. It's and fun again. Like with Funko, if you like it, that's cool. And I like them. I just don't collect them. Um,
right.
at this point. But there are a lot of things I like. I just
And that's what happened to me, man. Like it's just whenever I first started, I was into a lot of lines, and not that I wanted to complete all the lines that I was collecting. So I was in the Marvel, DBZ, WWE,
mm,
like Spider Man, like all of the Spider Man line.
Hmm.
and the Flash pops, and then I wanted to do the Joker line, and I was just starting off. Over time, I had like, you know what I mean? Like I had almost all the WWE. I had all the Flash.
It's a
I
lot.
had all the Spider-Man at the time except for those 3 grails we was talking about. And
Hmm.
then I've had all the DBZs except for the Arlia for some years now. So I've had all the lines completed, but over time I got like Naruto, just the character, I
Yeah.
got all the Naruto pops. I now have the turtle pops. I have Inuyasha. I got these model kits. You know what I mean? And then I'm hardcore in the video games as well. So like you said, I'm trying not to split myself in so many directions.
It's tough. They get you, and you don't even realize it. Sometimes you're at the checkout counter and just like, what am I about to just do? And and then that's that, and then you go down that rabbit hole. So collecting, I think, is harder than ever these days, just
Oh
because
yeah,
it's like every market for the most part is oversaturated because collecting stuff is so popular now, no matter what you collect. So I think decision making, in my opinion, is more important than ever. Uh, Probably paramount at this point. And it's good to I try to be, any advice I give anybody that ever asks, just try to be methodical about and thoughtful about what you're doing. And a display doesn't have to have, even if you have limited space like that, sometimes, a lot of the time, in my opinion, makes for the coolest displays because you have to be thoughtful and focused about what you do. And I think focused collections are the best collections. Looking at them, that's what I think. If you have a ton of space to display a ton of stuff, that's awesome. That's great, and if that's what you like and if that's what you need. But I do think I really like focus displays. Those are always they always catch my eye the most. But it is tough. It is tough out there right now. I really like the Marvel Zombies. I was telling you the Marvel Zombies Funko line. I think that's fire. I really like that Sinister Walmart exclusive pop. That's fire. If I were still collecting Funkos, I'd be all in on those.
I might be able to get that Sinister and send it to you. They got one at my Walmart.
You got it, or
Oh,
you?
I can get it and give it to you. It's only $8.
Oh no, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you.
No, no, no. It's you. It's. I don't. You ain't got. I know you like them, bro. Don't lie. That don't look. You're not paying for it. It's a gift. Like you can't throw away a gift from a friend, man. That's just.
No one said I'm throwing anything away. I'm just saying you don't need to buy it for me. Thank
Oh
you.
no, there's no need. It's a want. I want to buy it for you.
I appreciate
I know you got it. Hey, bro. You listen. You Mr. Elite over there.
you.
Okay, you got it under control, bro. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. When during my Funko days, it was Marvel, Batman, TMNT, Thundercats, pretty much all the lines that I collect for action figures, just in Funko form. So Thundercats, Motu, Horror Pops, and
Man, I
had some
wanted the Thundercat ones, but they all was expensive whenever, like at all times, pretty much.
always.
Yeah,
I I had two of my biggest grails. I think I had the flocked lino. I actually got that flocked lino from Undiscovered Realm. I had some like store credit, so I was just like, yeah, I'll take. I think I got them for like 300 at the time, and this was 2016. I think I paid like $300 for that. And I
dang, bro,
had metallic blue-eyed thing also.
that's crazy.
Those are my two biggest ones out of Funko. But yeah, so it's always cool seeing those. Like and that's one store where you will see like crazy stuff a lot of the time. Like they buy a lot of collections, so they always have some crazy stuff coming in and out of that store. So it's cool. It's cool to see still.
So, what got you into wanting to? Oh, you. I mean, you kind of said it, but like the toy hunts, like because I've never done one, and I like filmed it. Like obviously, I've done a toy. We all
Yeah.
toys, but I've never filmed it. Like so, like what made you want to make that a thing all the time? Like other than just like talking to yourself, you know what I mean? You like instead of just talking to myself, put on camera. Like
I do. I talk to myself enough, so at least I should put some of it on camera. I think I don't know. It just felt like the next natural. It was like an organic sort of thing. Like I started my channel to really just like get a real rapport,
Mhm.
start a rapport with the community. And going out on these hunts, there are a lot of guys, a lot of channels that I've followed for years now. Um, and it like MCE, Josh Pence, Big Dub, Funko, all these guys that like I've followed and watched go out and do the same things that I do. I just hadn't filmed it yet. It just felt like the next natural thing for me to do. I consider it now an extension of my hobby. There are times where I do like to go out and not film, but I don't 5% of the time I'm I'm filming it. I enjoy it. And one of my buddies told me like a year ago we were on like this crazy hunt coming home from Terrificon, and we hit like a million Walmarts and Targets on the way back home because Terrificon was cool, but it was more of a comics oriented con. So they didn't like have that many figures and or statues or anything, and we were just like so thirsty to hunt something, and we were like we had expectations for that at this con that weren't met. So on the way home, we got Mickey D's in the morning. We hit like fucking 8,000 stores, and we had an awesome haul. And I'm just like, I thought to myself, I'm like, man, this would have been a fucking sick video to film. Like this would have been entertaining for people to see. So it's like and some of my other buddies too. It's like, I don't. The one thing that YouTube has done for me is helped me become extremely, even more self-aware than I am. I consider myself a pretty self-aware person, but I didn't realize half the shit that comes out of my mouth until I start filming it. So
Mm.
so it's like it's been enlightening that way too.
I
But yeah,
like that though, right? Because I realized more so like whenever I am about to say something that's like probably going to be like really messed up or something, or I don't know, like intense or whatever. I like to like let people know ahead of time, like I'm about to say something people probably not going to agree with right now. And
preface
at the
real
same time, I want to let y'all know in the same breath, I really don't give a damn. You see how that works? So it's just like I
quick.
like to let people know whenever that's coming before I just say something. Because me and Jerry had a real like kind of passionate conversation whenever I was doing my pod with him, and I just kind of had it with some of this weird bullying stuff or this weird like fake. I don't know, and it's just like you can't stop and battle everything, but at least I can address it from where I sit, and it's just like you know I just had to say something that wasn't gonna be too popular, bro. And it's just like if people unsubscribe or leave or dislike, it's just like I understand, but it's just like at the same time, I'm not saying anything like crazy or outlandish, like just like foul, pretty much. I don't want to really give an example, but it's just like I'm not, like you a stupid ass bitch and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like you know, I'm not taking that route. I'm not taking. I'm gonna talk shit and do these weird. Like I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and hopefully I don't cuss, and that'll be the end of it. But if I do cuss and somebody think of me in a different light, I'm like, well, I mean, I guess so. I guess so. If that's how you feel, that's fine. But in that same turn, I would give anybody anything they needed if I had it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. So whatever.
That's Look, you are a. It's very clear to me that you are a very genuine, sincere dude. We are not doing it. We are collecting things, toys, vinyls, stone, whatever it is, cards. Like nobody's doing any like. Well, there are some foul people out there, right? You're definitely not one of them. So having a difference of opinion on something, or cursing. Okay, yeah, like you said, if people don't like cursing, then that's fine. I curse on my channel, so it's like
Right.
if you can't be yourself, then this is pointless.
Yeah.
If people are going to judge you superficially, then then you don't need them anyway. So it's like you don't want weak subs. You want people that are enjoying what you're doing for what you're doing, and if it takes a little more time to build your channel, then so be it. I'd rather have 500 subs and all 500 are all in on my videos than get pumped to 2,000 subs and no one watches my shit.
Yeah.
It's like I don't. Again, it's like there's no reason to not be yourself, if anyone has a problem with
Right.
it, it's really on them more than anything else.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't try like to even focus on like that. It's just like I more so just have learned like sometimes whenever I'm joking, I don't think some people joke in that way. So
Yeah,
I have to watch that. And then two, if I'm saying anything in any fashion, but most of the time it's whenever I'm either really passionate about something or really just like irritated and upset that
mm,
I'll just be like, F it, you know. So it's just like, and I've learned to be like, I'm about to say something and I'm gonna try to get through all of it without cussing, but
yeah,
it's gonna be brutally honest. And I had one of those moments with a group of people, and it was just like, I understand a lot of people come from a bunch of different walks of life,
yep,
and I don't want to infringe on their peace or like make them think I'm like now they have this opinion of me because I had to say something that everybody in the room was thinking, but no one wanted to say, sort of moment. It's
yeah.
not like I like cut somebody out or I went out of my way to say some
You have an opinion, and you're entitled.
extra rude stuff. Like it would be one thing if I was joking and it got taken the wrong way, then I just simply need to apologize. But I never go like over the top and just be like, "You a stupid," like I told you, like you a stupid ass bitch and shit like that. Like I don't like. There's no need for that. And
That's nonsense, though. That's not
right,
gonna nonsense.
right,
Yeah,
exactly. So if I just say what everyone else in the room is saying, but I'm the only one that says it, I get viewed as some like, and then especially the way I say it, and it's just like, but y'all gotta understand. You see this thumbprint? Peep that. Only me, only I have that thumbprint. So why y'all worried about me or worried about trying to be me or what I'm saying or anybody else in the world other than yourself? That's where you have a problem. Because if, like I said, if I'm not cussing you out or going over the board, like, why are you worried about how I'm saying what I'm saying? You know? And I think people get a real, like, some people, oh, that's surreal, or that was like, how? Do you, like, do you know what surreal is? Have you experienced death or illness or a famine or homelessness or, you know what I mean? Like, those sort of things, because that is surreal to me. You know what I mean? So, like people like confuse like simple conversation as like, oh, that was surreal.
yeah.
I feel like you haven't experienced much of life then. Because
It's
surreal to me has been
perspective.
very surreal, bro. I've
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
said or not said some things and gotten slapped or hit. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, that was surreal. You know, what I mean? So I don't know. I don't
It,
know.
it's different. It's different perspectives, and if you know,
Definitely,
at the end of the day,
definitely.
if you know what you're doing or saying, there's nothing actually wrong with it. Then that's all. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. This is supposed to be, and this is should be in a form of escapism. This should be fun. This shouldn't be stressful. And like you're always going to have differing opinions, and that's fine. But there needs to be mutual respect. And it's like if anyone can't respect where you're coming from or your stance, and all that matters is what they say, then that's pretty hypocritical to not be open minded to try and understand, especially if you're then going out of your way to let whoever these people are know that you're not trying to come from a bad place with what you're saying. So,
But
but
you know what garners that most of the time? A lot, and I do mean a lot of dollars or a
mhm.
lot of views, subs, likes, and
Oh, yeah,
comments. In this world online, people only have respect for your opinion or what you're saying if you're on their side about it, one, or if you have those two things. Then they're more prone and open to hearing what you're saying, or they're already on your side because of who you are. It's that's how you gain, you know what I mean, like that mutual respect of like I'm saying something as a person that has a voice and has gone through life too. And I'm just speaking for myself. I'm not speaking about what you do or what you should do or what has happened to you. You
Right.
know what I mean? And people like I literally said something one time on like a sports center post and like I think it was hundreds of people jumped down my throat. and I didn't really care. I didn't crumble. It didn't matter to me. But a few of them was trying to say because of my follower amount of 900 and not 90,000 or 100,000, that means that my opinions and views don't matter.
They're less valid. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the internet. I think, like a lot of things in life, can be a beautiful thing, but there's the cesspool, side to it, and I don't even have. I deleted my Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. I haven't been on Facebook in years, in probably at least 5 or 6 years. No need for it. During the day, the past couple of months, I've had more free time than usual during the day, and I feel that by going out and hunting. I'm not like a sit on Facebook kind of guy. I am not interested in getting into political debates with. I'm not a political scientist. I'm not a political scientist wannabe. It's like I don't. We've had you and I have had, and what you
Right.
had some very very real conversation about all of this shit,
Mhm.
and which is I think has been the foundation for our friendship. So it's like so you know all this anyway about myself, but I'm not like a sit online kind of guy. I The only reason I'm on Instagram is I don't even use my personal one. I'll post every now and then. I'll post my dog. I'll post something about my girl, or whatever. But I don't even now that I have my collector account, I barely even check that shit. So because I'm not like a keeping up with the Joneses kind of guy. Like I just and doesn't and I everything that I want to do online, I'm doing on my collector account, which is look at collectibles and connect with the community, and that's where I'm at. I'm not trying to get into arguments with people. And normally, I don't have 8 hours of the day to complain about the country or whatever it is, or your opinion on something or sport. And I've had in the past, I just couldn't stand it. It's like I'm on like a Knicks blog post or something like that. I'll say something, and even someone like a family member will see it and just start arguing with me, and I'm just like, bro, what are you fucking? What's wrong with you? So it's like I
But
think,
their argument is because you put that in the atmosphere, that means they get to say something. But then I also tell them, but you also have that option to not come by in the first place.
and also you also then are open to me saying something back to you. So
Right.
the whole thing is just for me. The whole thing is
That
fucking
right. And bro, the same thing. Like I literally posted one thing today. And I know, listen, because I'll post some real ass, and it's not even like a whole paragraph. And this is
dumb.
the first time I post something that wasn't like the only thing I'll post is my stuff from my channel. That's
Yeah.
it. Like my Facebook is like a dumpster, and I
Yeah.
just throw everything over there. But today I posted today, I was like, so is people really gonna I said, America, are you really gonna tell me that in the future, the near future, that pedophilia is not going to be something that everybody's going to be trying to okay? And that's a real one. I'm just going to be honest with you, bro. I'm saying look at the news, look at TV, look at this, look at that, and I said, is that a conspiracy? And I just left it at that because, like you, I like Instagram because I like pictures, so I don't have to comment on nothing, and I never look at the words anyway, really, unless
Yeah.
it's like a picture, and I'm like, I don't get what's going on here. Like if you just got a picture of the PS5 and I'm like, okay, but I've seen that. Then I'll read the caption. But I don't see too many redundant posts. Like I'll see a dope ass figure, and if it ain't from somebody I talk to heavy or something like that, I'm like, oh, that's cool, and just
Yeah.
keep going. Facebook, you know what I mean? It's way more interactive than that. So I
Yeah.
like to throw that little bomb over there today, just to be like, here you go. Think about that today while you're sitting here arguing about dumb shit.
Well, that's gonna definitely get some attention for
Oh, no,
sure.
they're not gonna say a damn thing. No one ever says anything whenever it's shit like that.
That's
Trust.
interesting. I'm surprised that wouldn't generate
Oh
conversation.
no, it generates thought and hate and heat towards me because, like I said, I'm the dude saying stuff that either shouldn't be said. Some people argue it's dumb and moronic, or what everybody else is thinking in the room, but nobody will really want to talk about. I'm that dude, bro. Like seriously, I will say like I'm the only dude to be like, we ain't gonna question the fact that all our feet about to get cut off here. I'm pulling mine off the line. And then everybody look. You did what? I'm just being real with you, bro. It's
I
like
know.
I don't know. It's that deep.
We have these conversations. I hear you, brother. I do. I do. That's
Okay,
why I
you
had
can take yours
for me,
there,
I had to take myself out of that situation. So it's just
man.
Instagram for me, and it's just toys and collectibles for me with social.
Right, but I don't never argue about that nonsense.
No,
The only people I argue with is my two buddies on my sports podcast, our sports thing, and Dark Sage over this dang Gohan and JoJo nonsense. Other than that, I don't like to really argue with people. Like it's just like it gets me nowhere. I truly see that in a lot of ways. It's just like it's not really been my thing, but I just loop myself into it if I let it go, you know.
yeah, right, right. It can be easy to get caught up in that stuff too, even when you're consciously, actively not trying to get involved. You dip your toes in some of those waters that you probably if you're going to say something, it's going to probably spawn some shit. Then it's like, and you do it anyway. It's very easy to get roped into conversations you don't necessarily want to be in. That if you participate in any sort of fashion, that you're going to be in a position that might be frustrating. So yeah. I mean, for me, I definitely don't get involved in any of the BS as much as possible. So a lot of it's just funny, to me, or like a lot of the
Yeah,
complaining and stuff about not finding stuff and flippers and like the videos that come out about flipper of the month, flipper of the year, flipper of the week. It's like, do you not have anything else to do you not have any other content? Like I just it's one thing to make people aware of things. I think everyone's aware of flippers. You know what I mean? Like it's like I'd rather promote, like, for me, like, positivity. It's and because doing something like that, and the people that some of them, not all of them, but like some of the emphasis that gets thrown on like something like a flipper or whatever like that. Like some of those people are probably people that wouldn't fucking give you a dime if your life was in jeopardy.
man,
So, it's like, and for me, it's like flippers make the world go round. It's like, don't
man.
complain about flipping. You'll complain about a flipper, and then
So many.
a year later, you have a pop that you paid $15 for, and then stand there and say, well, now this is worth $130, and that's so cool.
Man,
Well,
I had so many buddies.
yeah.
Like I knew a couple people that had like got the Arlia not through paying it a lot for it at all.
Mhm.
And I told him I'll literally give you 1,000 for it. And they're like, "Oh no, I can't." And then it's been a bunch of other pops too, where it's just like, "Oh, but you only pay. I'll give you twice what you paid for it." Oh no, it's worth this much. I got to do this on PPG. Oh, okay, okay, okay. So don't complain. Don't complain about bots at SDCC. Don't complain about the eBay listings. Don't
That's, to me, that's just
like,
that
you
is
know what I'm saying? Half
that
these people, bro, wouldn't even be into collecting pops if there wasn't a value to them.
of course. And guess what? That's okay, because part of for me,
Exactly. It is okay, but be real about it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
part of collecting for me is the exclusivity element of it. I like to have something that not everybody has. So do a lot of people. That's fine. But if you don't get it, yes, it can be frustrating sometimes, but it's part of the game. I mean, it's like, don't bitch about it if you have that pop that you got for $15 that is now worth $200. If you're gonna go and sell that and you don't like flippers, then you sell it to someone for fucking $15.99. I don't, it's like some people, that's how they make their money. You know what I mean? Some people, that's how they fund the hobby. I tell people all the time, if you can fund the hobby, then do it. And everyone has their own way of going about something. I would never buy two figures of the same thing. And if I knew you needed it, I personally would never sell that to make back to fund that one figure. I would give that to you. I do that all the time. But there have been times where if there's two of something that I know is going for something, or I may want to hold one, or I may want to keep it in the box, or I don't know, I'm just going to hold it for a rainy day, whatever the case may be. I've done that. A ton of people do that. What is wrong with that? I don't see what is wrong with that. Especially if you're going out and you're putting in the effort to get that stuff, then what does it matter? You know, it's like it's it's all part. It's all
I
part of the
just
game.
say it's the name of the game, bro. It's like it's a lot. It's a list of things that I don't agree with. I don't like. I wouldn't necessarily do. I wish there was like a more fair way with a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with collecting and everything to do with collecting.
Right.
But but you know what fair is? Can I tell you something, my brother? Fair is where they judge pigs at. Okay. If you want fair, go there. That the Ferris wheel. That's where you go for fair. Okay, that's what my world that I live in, and I think you live in, and anybody else live in. Hopefully, unless they really do live on Mars or they just think they do. You know what I mean? Then that's just the name of the game, and I refuse to be mad at stuff that I can't change.
You can't control, can't change.
Exactly.
I have paid way more than these like certain pops that have come out. I paid $600 for a metallic Ghost Rider because I wanted it and I was happy with it, and like that's what it was going for at the time, and that's what I wanted, and I
Man.
didn't get it at SDCC, but I enjoy collecting pops, and I had that thing and I was happy with it, and I'm not going to bitch about the fact that
Yeah.
I didn't get it at SDCC, or I pretty much was set up to not get it because it's made almost impossible. If any of this stuff was too easy to get, no one would be interested in doing it. It's like
Yep.
chasing a girl if you're a heterosexual man. It's like
Man.
if it's too easy, there's a chance you actually might lose a little interest. You know what I'm saying? Like the game aspect of so many things in life play into uh, interest levels and maintaining those interest levels. So for me, flipping or whatever you want to call it, like people that whether they make a living doing it, they're trying to make a fast buck or whatever, and all of the million reasons in between for buying more of one thing at a time, it balances out the collecting universe as far as I'm concerned. So, and it's like don't if you like if you're gonna sit there and complain about pops or figures or stat or whatever, statues don't really flip, but a lot of these toys that you have that are worth something, in one breath say, well, I have all this money in these pops and I'm so happy because I got them at retail and that cost, and at the same time say I couldn't get SDCC 2020 pop because it's okay, the Funko website is one thing for sure, but everyone and bots and this and that, and this guy has this pop up for $5,000. This guy has this action figure up for $8,000 because it's graded. We live in the information age. You have a bevy of tools at your disposal to help guide you and encourage you and facilitate making educated decisions. So if someone decides to pay $5,000 for something that is worth $50, kudos to the fucking guy that put it up for sale and making that. And you're not very you're reckless with your cash. It's like it's not, you can't say, oh, look, this guy has it for 5,000. Yeah, that's a stupid listing. And you're even dumber for buying it if you look into it. So it's like, yeah, there are a lot of stupid things. There are a lot of people trying to scumbag you out of stuff, and you have to educate yourself. And there's so many different things and ways to go about doing that. And I get it. Like I said, it can definitely be frustrating not getting something that you want, but that's the name of the game. That's life. And
Man.
and it keeps things interesting. For me, I think it keeps things interesting. So, and I've been on both ends. I've been lucky sometimes, and other times I haven't. And I'll pay for the things that I want, and that's it. So, and if you
Man.
can, like I said, if you can be smart and fund the hobby, not wipe out the peg. But if you buy one extra figure or something to either fund that figure or whatever, then that's cool. I don't, nothing wrong with that. I give stuff to people all the time, and I don't want to hear anything. It's just like, if I know you and I know you want something and I see it, I got you. That's it. So it's just, everyone has their own way of going about stuff. There's no point in bitching about it.
Yeah,
Every
bro.
bitch about it once, don't bitch about it perpetually. Bitch about everything, all the stuff that everyone already knows, and it's just like it's not going away. The sky is blue, the grass is green. People are gonna flip toys. I don't know. Get over it.
It's just how it is, sadly, you know what I mean? Like it's been like that for a long time, and it's not like that with just like people do that with antiques and art and all sorts of video games, like
Of course, of course, of
cards. Like,
course.
what do you mean? Like, if you think the pop game, go look at the card game.
Bro, cards. You
The
try to go
card
get
game
a
is
box set right
ridiculous,
now. The card
bro.
game is it's back in a real. You will not get a box set of cards for less than 40% markup right now if you go anywhere. They're impossible to find anywhere.
Bruh.
Sports cards are crazy again, and in the 90s, you know about that. So, and that was another thing too. That sports cards for sure. Fleer Ultra basketball cards were huge for me back in the day. Upper Deck baseball
Yeah.
card, all that. Those were also some things that really got me into collecting. But outside of Marvel when I was a kid, and now sports cards are back, and
Yeah.
it's
A
impossible.
lot of cards is back, man, especially sports cards in
Yeah,
a big way. Bro, so how many pops do you think okay, let me rephrase my question. If Funko made 2,000,000 pops of one kind, which would be a common, do you think that that would sell out everywhere immediately? Because think about it, most of their production stuff is in the hundred thousands or
yeah,
like the double digit thousands, like 47,000 or something.
yeah.
So it's like either 25, 50,000 and up. Like that's how many they make of some pieces.
Right.
Okay. Do you think Funko could ever sell out in 5 to 10 minutes? Do you think Funko could sell out one pop, but they made 2,000,000 of it? Like truly sell it out.
No,
Okay. PS5 did that yes or 2 days ago.
I believe that.
Xbox will probably do that its first run. Just think about it. You know what I mean? And this is what I was trying to I tell Dark Sage and a few other people, like, video games to me and in general will be bigger than Pops ever could be and
Yeah.
wish to be. It's
Uh,
not even close.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with. I don't think that would be the case. I mean, there have been pops that don't sell out. Yeah, that don't sell out that are way under that number. Uh,
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Think about how the video game industry is with flipping. Everything retro right now,
it's in
video game wise, is retarded, and not even retro like 90s and 80s. I'm talking about the 2000s.
right, early two, right, 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 right. Right.
Like Def Jam Fight for New York is selling for almost 200, like 150 right now.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. And that's just one game. Think about some consoles or special editions or limit like stuff be flipped in every market, man. And it's sadly just how it is, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's everywhere. It's a part of the game, and you don't have to like it, but then don't be involved in what this is. But for me, it makes it that much more special and that much more exciting. Like going on these toy hunts. Getting back to that, you ask me why I do it and why I'm filming it. I'm filming it because of the excitement that I get when I go and do it. There would be no excitement if I was going to Target saying, I want to try to get these new Star Wars Black Series figures, a couple of G.I. Joe classifieds, and the two Marvel Legends I'm missing from the Strong Guy wave that I don't have yet. If I make a video saying, hey guys, I'm gonna go to Target and I want X, Y, and Z, uh, there's no reason to say, let's see what they got if we know what they fucking got.
Right.
And we know what they have, that means it's easy to get. And that means no one's going to care that you go to Target and get something that anyone can get. So why should I care about going to, it's not special. So for me, that's the way I look at it. That's why I don't bitch about it. One of the reasons I don't bitch about it because it's also out of my control, like we said anyway. But to me, it makes going out and trying to find this stuff more exciting, whether I find it or not. And like I said, there are things I find, there are things I don't find. There's still things I don't. I never found that Crossbones figure at a Target, not once. I've been talking about that for 6 to 8 months. I wound up picking up at Toys. I'm like, I had enough of this shit. I'm buying it. But I haven't seen a Punisher on Bike Marvel Legends figure yet. I see some guys have two of them, depending on the region that you live in within the U.S. It's like, so it just doesn't. I don't think it's hit here yet, but it's for me. It makes it more special to not know what you're gonna get, and so yeah, why is that? Because other people buy it, and yeah, some of these people might be buying it in bulk, or they get there before you, and that's the excitement. That's the exciting part of it, to me. So, and again, no one's going to care to watch any of it. That's what's so funny to me. It's like, to me, it's just like full circle. You're going to complain about the stuff that at the same time you enjoy watching other people go and try and find, that you're looking for too. And why is that? It's because everyone and their mother are trying to get them. And so it is exciting to see it when out there. It wouldn't be exciting if 100% of the time, or 95, 90% of the time, you know what you're going to go get. So, and I like running after this stuff. Um,
I like having a general idea of what I want
yeah,
before I go anywhere. But the point of the hunt is while
to
you're there, you never know what you could bump into. It could be a lot of nothing, it could
right.
be absolutely nothing, or it could be some gems.
Exactly. And
You
even when
never
you do
know.
that, I look at Pop Finder for spoiler alerts, right? And
Right,
Finder generally is accurate, but I always say it in every one of my hunts almost. You never know which way these hunts are going to go. Because even if I know I'm going for something that there's a good chance it's going to be there, you know, a good amount of the time it is. And there are
yeah,
some times where it's not. But then there are other things that I either was not looking for, or didn't show up on the inventory checkers that happened to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how much you try and plan for something, like you said, like, I like to have an idea of what I want, and I like
right.
to have some sort of idea, maybe, of what's there. But you still are never going to really know what's there. It's like, even if it's like, oh, Pop Finder shows two of these things, they had four, or they have none, but they have three of something that they showed zero of. So, um, you get these like kind of funny leads one way or the other, and then the rest is kind of just, you see what happens once you get in there. So, and now lifting up these shelves and finding crazy shit too, has also been interesting. That's been another element of like finding all of this stuff under the shelf, here and there. That's made it a lot more fun too, to see people are hiding stuff under shelves. And
Oh, bro, that's me all day. That's me all day. If like they have a limit.
I want it, I'm gonna take that. So
No, oh, no, I don't care. If you find it and you take it, all yours, but if I know I'm coming back to get something and they have, like, 1 left, pretty much, if they have
yeah,
1 left, that's whenever I'll do it. If they have 1 left or something, I'll hide that motherfucker, and then I'm like, I know I'm coming back, like, in 3 days, and I'm getting that mug. I just can't do it right now because I don't know what could happen between now and those 3 days. I don't wanna be the idiot with a toy and not the money to fix the problem.
Yeah. Well, look, it's you got to do what you got to do. I like, for me, there are times where like I'll find something under a shelf and I want it, and I'll take it. If I find something under a shelf and I don't want it, I'll leave it there. If I find something under a shelf and I don't want it, and I'm feeling like Superman, and I want to do something, good for the world, I'll put it back on the shelf. I don't know. It's just kind of whatever's clever when I see it. The only thing that matters to me is it's just fun, like finding stuff under there and seeing
Right.
it. Like, man, because then I start to think like, I wonder, this person put under here. I wonder when they're coming back for this, or
Right.
how long it's been since they've found something that I don't know. It's just, it's always, it's fun to see that sort of stuff. I get a kick out of it. I don't take any of this seriously. I just have fun with it. All of it's fun to me, and a lot of it's funny. And that's it, man. That's all that it is. Because if it's not fun, I'm not doing it. Same thing with my channel. The second my channel no longer, if it ever becomes, monotonous, or something I'm not really passionate about or enjoying to any degree, I'm done with it. I got a day job, so I'm not trying to get rich and famous off of YouTube. Um, I'm just having fun with it, and seeing where it goes, but most importantly, connecting with guys like you, connecting with a lot of the guys that I've been fortunate enough to meet, since
Well,
starting the channel. So it's been good.
Shit, I want a day job and get rich and famous off YouTube and
Oh,
all the
shit.
other
Oh, shit.
platforms.
I have no
Shit.
expectations for that though, so it is what it is. I know that I won't get rich and famous on YouTube if I don't
I don't
like.
want to be rich and famous. I just want to do dope stuff and have a little bit of pocket change.
Yeah, right, and that there's nothing wrong with that. That would be ideal.
That's my what I want to do in my channel. Like I want to obviously get the thing is the a lot of dope stuff I want to do like because people are so far in the industry I'm in, I gotta have a good number count for the eye test. You
Right.
know what I mean? Because like you said, you can have a lot of subs and nobody listens.
Yeah,
You
what
know,
does that matter? Like,
right?
I would never wanna get I've never once to any because I don't it's just not my MO with any of this anyway, but it's like, for me, I just personally wanna build my channel organically. Like, I want you to sub because
Right?
you sub, not because someone's telling
Exactly.
you to go sub me, because then if you don't really care about what I'm doing, or if you don't collect what if you have no interest in my channel, it's you're not really helping
I
anything.
just see it as you want to go on the journey with me, and by you doing it, it's just helping the journey go along a little bit more.
That's it, and
That's
if
all I see it as. Hopefully, I can talk to you along the way. It's not nothing more or less than that. So,
yeah, exactly, and
you not paying me, you not giving me no money by your sub or not sub. So, you know what I mean? Like, I could go sign up for 1,000 emails and make a what I mean, get 1,000 subs in a day. Like I could make a bot that makes emails and then get 1,000 subs in a day. It'd be no problem. But I'm not doing that. So
it's stupid. I mean, because the whole point, if you're trying to get monetized, getting to 1,000 isn't even going to get you. You still have to have watch time hours anyway. So
exactly,
you get to 1,000 real quick, but getting those 4,000 hours might be a challenge if nobody's, if your audience is still under 100. You know what I mean?
man.
So it's and then on top of that, like I was saying, like if I'm not enjoying, like fully enjoying what I'm doing, that means I know I'm not going to be as engaging as I need to be, and my channel's not going to be
Exactly.
where I need it to be.
Yep.
So I would stop doing this if
Yeah.
this conversation too, like a while back,
Yeah.
but a minute
I,
ago.
I had to tell a couple of people, I do want to do like the quote unquote like popular things or the thing like the shit that's gonna get you like views and stuff. But like the San Diego Comic Con reveals, everybody see that all day, every day on Instagram, or people will get enough videos. So by the time I do a video, it would just be me getting views, or maybe what I mean. Some of those people do want to hear my opinion on, but it's just like a lot of the hype videos with a lot of categories. Like I don't really do too much, but sometimes I do. You know what I mean? Like I have some video games that a lot of people play, and I have some that only like 30 people play. That's
Yeah,
just how the cookie crumble to me. So I could interview you, and this will get 10,000 views, and then my first interview got 100. That's just the way. That's just the way the cookie crumble.
yeah,
I
yeah.
can my next one could get 10 views, and that's just the way it is. I don't really care. That's just how it is. I love to do it though.
That's it, and that right there is the only thing that matters. Even with San Diego Comic Con reveals, if it's something you want to do, then do it. I wouldn't even think anywhere past that. It's like if there's something you want to talk about that's worth talking about, then make a video. If you don't, if
Right,
you feel like if you're not passionate about making that video, and to you it just feels like you're just telling stuff
right.
that everyone that can read and see can
Mhm.
do themselves, then don't make it. And then that all the bigger channels are going
Right,
to do everyone their grandmother's doing. If you're not feeling it, then just don't do it. But if
right.
even so, even if all of that is true, and there are things that you specifically want to talk about, I would absolutely make the video
You're right.
because it's something
Exactly.
that you want to talk about, and that comes out in the video.
Exactly. And
So
that
that
and that's where I come from because it's just like that's how I am with life, bro. It's just like if I'm not really it now I could do anything. I know I can. I know I can sit down, figure it out, and do anything. Even be a doctor, a lawyer, whatever. I just don't fucking want to be. Like I have this much desire, like goose egg, like none. And my desire drives me where I want to go. And then my brain catches up or does it along the process.
yeah,
So it's just like I wanted to do this whole thing a year ago. Well, I never went to school for it. I was in school for something completely else to maybe aid and assist this, but it wasn't like videography and all the tech stuff. Like I had to learn how to do all this stuff. So my ambition and desire drove me around to do it. And my brain was like, okay, well, we just gonna pick the pieces along the way because that's how much I want to do it. And I figured out that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. Like a lot of people can do it both ways. Like, just because they have to, they do it. And because they have to, they whatever. But if they really love something, they can go do it that way too. But I've seen a lot of people is just like you see like this analogy, bro. You see how so many eyes will perk up if I was like, I'm giving away $1 million on my next thing. They'd be like, huh? What? Huh? And then I'd be like, oh yeah, today, man, shoot, I lost my shoelaces again, man. It was rough. Like, skip. You know, so it's just like I you gotta figure out how to I mean, I guess loop people in.
Rabbit.
And if I'm not ambitious in that thing, you're not gonna loop me in. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? So I won't follow the herd all the time, but sometimes like I'm always a part of it, but sometimes I'm in it and sometimes I'm like, that's y'all. That's y'all. I'll let y'all do that one. You know?
Yeah, and
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like it's just me,
it's your personal preference on how you go about things, and
Right.
there's definitely nothing wrong with that. So it's. I think with a lot of this stuff too, you need to find the way I look at it is you need to find a creative way to get your point across.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like find a creative way to grab people's attention while staying true to yourself, and or that's at least how that's how I try to go about it. So um, and everyone has their own approach, and that's cool. It's, whatever floats your boat. Um, I'm not mad at anyone for doing whatever they're doing. So it's like that. There's this toy channel, Bella's Toy Chest. This girl with big boobs, and she's it's like almost like softcore porn, but I think she does actually collect and stuff. And she'll go on hunts, and she does reveals. She does reveals,
Yeah,
and
I know who you're talking about.
and
I
she just
seen her video pop up one time, and like her video starts off with her chest.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. At
Yeah.
somebody's toy box or
Got,
house. Or,
got a mail call today. Got a mail call, and you know what though? God bless her because it's
right.
whatever.
That's so I'm like,
That's
yeah,
her thing. Then I don't, good for her. If she's getting paid off doing that, and that's what she wants to do. I mean, I would say I'd never do that. I don't have those assets, but like, that's not how I would go about it. I would not necessarily want to like date someone that does that. But God bless her for doing her thing, and it looks like she actually does like toys anyway. So
right.
not
And
matter.
that's the crazy part though, right? If you do both, it's like it's a Gundam girl that does the same thing. So it's just like, uh, if you do that, I guess, but that's the thing, they really like them as well, or they at least like it enough to keep doing it, and it's obvious, so it's just like, that's crazy, like,
Yeah,
I mean, it's the best of like, listen, bro, I'm mixed, so I like to make jokes at black people and white people because I got the best of both worlds, and that's what she got, and that's another thing, like, I don't be the guy screaming on the corner about how unfair it is that because I don't have I mean, luscious, big enough titties and a vagina that I can't get the attraction I want on these platforms the way the IG models or the YouTube models do. It's just the way the name of the game is, bro. Yeah,
yeah,
you can say it, and everybody will be like, "Yeah, that's the truth," and then everybody will go back their day. Like it's yeah, bro, yeah. And like you said, we wouldn't advise it or we wouldn't necessarily do it, but to each their own. And if they do it, if
as long as
they
people
doing
are
it, it's the market for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously.
Exactly. She's not hurting anybody by doing. The only thing
Right.
that I have a hard stance on is people really doing wrong by others and trying to scumbag. Actual scammers, people that like who are those two douchebags that I don't want to the two they're like I think they got like ran out of the community. They were doing all those mystery boxes. They weren't like shipping them or they were giving them pure crap. Was it Popcorn and Flicks? I don't want to like say the wrong name.
I don't know. That's what
No,
I'm saying. I'm not really a part of the
it was a while
like
ago. It's
yeah.
a year or
Yeah,
so.
I'm not really a part of the Funko community. I have like maybe 30 to 50 people that I follow, but I follow like 260 some like maybe 300 people like follow it or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really familiar with all the ins and outs. Like I
Yeah.
done found out stuff about all these groups that made me like not ever want to be in any group, period. Like
Yeah,
ever.
I'm in no groups.
Yeah, me either. So I'm like,
I
ah,
don't know who I don't know who I like again, I don't want to misspeak because I don't want to say the wrong channel, obviously, but it was a couple and at one point they were like doing mystery boxes and they like weren't shipping stuff and they kept just telling people it was delayed or something like that. And then they were like saying there was a certain value of the box that you were going to get, and they were like just throwing like trash commons in the mystery box. It's just crazy stuff. And they wound up getting exploited and found out. And I don't think that they do anything anymore. But it's
damn.
people like that. Those are bad people, and you find those in every community. I can name you one in every community, statue, pop, figure, whatever, all of them that have these people outside of dirtbags like that. I'm not mad at anything. Like,
Mm,
I don't, and those people always wind up, getting it where they should in the neck. But like otherwise, you want to be scantily clad on YouTube and show some action figures. You're gonna get plenty of people that are interested in that. You're not hurting anybody by doing that. So if you wanna, I don't whatever it is.
all I gotta say is when it be stuff like that, I just be like, must be nice.
Yeah,
Like, hey, I learned like,
right, right.
bro, me and my buddy, I worked at a place that was pretty much it's called Lee's, but it's pretty much like KFC, like
Uh-huh.
exactly same, just different name. Me, I was like, I was real young though at the time. It was like 2011. I was like 18 or 19. He was like, you gonna learn, bro. Must be nice. I, I was like, hey, yeah. Like 3 weeks in, I started seeing life more clearly inside and outside of work. I would say that all the time. Like, bro, must be nice, man.
It's funny, man. It's
Yeah,
all stuff is funny. And I again, hey, I like when it comes to like channels and building them up, and it's like we both have relatively very new channels, and we're new to this stuff. Like I started mine back in March or whenever it was. I don't know, but really started to like put stuff out. Like at least with these months, once I was able to, COVID hit, and it was I tried to do some haul videos um, to kind of introduce some of the like my interests, but really started like picking up seriously with my channel the past few months, and like it's I'm having fun doing it, and I want to anything good in life, as you know, usually takes time. So I'm in it right now, for the long haul. Just and I'm I'm out there hunting, having a good time, meeting people, meeting good folks like yourself. And again, like that's for me, like that's what matters, and everything else I think just kind of falls into place with this stuff. So it's I'm not trying to I'm not there's a fine line you walk with like clickbait sort of stuff and whatever. I just and that's cool, I guess. I don't know. I just I think we all have our own approach to how we go about our channels, and that's kind of the beauty of it. Everyone does kind of have their own way of doing things, but I enjoy the authentic stuff. I enjoy like guys like real collectors like yourself, like coming on and doing what staying true to yourself and doing the things that you want to do, showing your real interest. Guys like Dark Sage always has creative ways to show hauls, which I appreciate. So it's like stuff like that that really show like effort and like people wanting to whether it's like flex their acting chops and show and also um, showcase their collections and find creative ways to have fun with it. Those are the sort of channels that I enjoy watching. Guys like OG and Seth, and like I was watching like OG's videos like when he was going to like they just recently went to a flea market, him and Seth, but like he was showing and doing things that you didn't necessarily see all the time, which was cool for me to see that because I love all like the old Marvel Legends figures and like early 2000s, like 2008, like he was coming across all this stuff, and Seth is Seth, and has always had his own way of like capturing people and with his personality, and he clearly loves the shit that he does, and just a ton of different Big Dub. It's like you don't really see channels like that either. He kind of just like vlogs, he vlogs his life and finds an entertaining way to put all of that content
right.
together to make it like have the collection element, but also show you what he's doing in his personal life. So like those are just a few examples. It's like, and Josh Pence, those sort of guys like have all those are all like heavy, very influential, channels for me, to eventually kind of just like fall into making one of my own. And there's so many other ones too, even on the statue side. My man Mac collections. Um, there's so many people that Funko Cop, another guy. He's just like, I feel like such an ambassador to the collectible. He reached out to me. He was one of the first people, and he didn't even know me. He was one of the first people that reached out to me when I made my channel, and because he knew I was friendly with Seth, at the time or whatever. And he's just like, if you're good in Seth's book, man, you're good with me. That man supported my shit from day one, still does. We chat every now and then and keep in touch. And whenever he's in the area, we're definitely going to meet up. But he's a good damn dude. So it's just like there's so many guys that I've been able to connect with making this channel, and before, in between, and after, which has been great. All the other stuff is nonsense. My man AJ, sent me a 6 Spidey retro figure that just came out, part of the new Spider-Man retro wave. So big shout out to my man AJ. He's doing well, doing his thing. So it's cool, man. It's a lot of fun. Everything else just is very funny to me. A lot of other stuff is just
Well, me and you will always talk about that and laugh at it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I appreciate you, man, for taking this time out today. I appreciate you for coming by. I'm gonna put all your links down below. I mean, you got anything you want to say before we head out, ride out?
I just want to thank you again for having. I didn't even realize that it's already 6 o'clock, man. So time flies. I've
Yeah,
been. It's a long time coming. I feel like for us, So very
same.
happy I got to do this, my brother, for sure.
We'll
And
again someday. Don't worry. We'll again.
yeah,
I'll,
hopefully, I hope so. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
I appreciate you, man. Hey, y'all make sure y'all go check out my guy Sentri. Don't play him, man. He got some fire hauls, bro. Him, and Funko Cop, and now Dark Shades, because Dark Shades for like the past, like, I think, what, 4 months now, 5 months, has some pretty good hauls and has some really good. I've had okay, so I did a video game hunt, and
Yep.
I've had a couple haul videos and stuff like that. Like, I've had like 2 or 3 haul videos and then a video game hunt, but I'm thinking about doing like my first like toy hunt,
I was
like,
gonna say, dude, dip your feet in that well. I'm telling you, man, you're gonna do
I
one.
so I do it, but it's just like I don't know how I'm gonna have to watch y'all videos because like I'm very anal about like how my shit looks aesthetically. You know what I mean?
I get it. I get it.
Like super anal. Like if it looks, even if it looks like there's one thing wrong and everything else cool, I'll be mad about it. Like I will be down, I'll be upset, just like, but I just want it to work. Like certain, so.
I'm going to say this to you about that because I'm the same. I'm just like you. So I would definitely. So my advice is coming from a very similar place, and a very genuine place. At least in my experience doing it too. You could watch all you want, and you should. If that's what you want to do to get an idea. When you are out there, it's just kind of like it's like preparing for a speech. Unless you're gonna like read right off the speech, and even then, it's going to be a little different than you draw. So because you're filming in front of people, sometimes there's loud music, and when I can't drown that out, I will put music in the background because sometimes it's crazy. But I like to do commentary when I can, and show that when I can. It's never going to be like there's an element like the natural element of like flipping around the camera and everything to an extent, in my opinion. There's something to be said for that. It's endearing. So don't go too crazy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Perfectly too nice and neat. You're going to see on film like it's not necessarily that's not necessarily great either because it really I think there is an art form to doing it. I get you. I don't want to ever put stuff out there that's too sloppy, and I like the only edges I ever really trim are like, if I'm rounding a corner and like I hit, record, or if I'm recording down a hallway, um, and I don't want anyone to like see like the phone jitter when I fucking like hit click it.
Right.
Stuff
So
goes
I'm like a long, unless I obviously effed up on a part, I'm like a long run videographer. So I'll film the whole day and then I'll cut the pieces I need. You
yeah,
know what I
exactly.
mean? Instead of like film in, film in, film. Like to me, that's too many like videos
Mhm.
or whatever or files, and it's just like it's too much. I don't know what's what, and I couldn't label it, and it's just like, let me just film it all. Even if I fuck up somewhere, like not too bad, I could like redo it real quick or whatever if it's not too. But it's never too nothing crazy. It's most of the time like I have a problem with like looking at something and filming,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
without like shaking it or
Well,
like
I'll tell
breathing.
you, my first few months too, like there's like a skill. I needed to skill up my
Bruh,
filming while hunting because that's what it is. You're toy hunting, but you're filming while you fucking hunt. And I missed stuff on my first couple of hunts. I would watch back the tape my recording of it, and I'd be like, I didn't even see that fucking thing there because I was like, I'm too busy looking at other stuff, or I'm trying to. And then you're dealing with the elements, you're dealing with people, you're dealing with noise, you're dealing with all this other, little kids. You're dealing with
right.
it's just there's just every hunt is going to have like its own ebb and flow to it. So, but it's a good time, and so like, and you'll see once you do it and put it together, like sometimes it may look. I'm not saying because these are the videos that I'm doing though, but like it's because I have experience doing it, some experience doing it now. The ones that look the most like organic and the ones that almost look like there's probably the least amount of film. In some cases, that is true and it's obvious. But the ones that kind of ones that flow nicely and look neat and look like there may not be much to it, are I think the best edited ones. The ones that are true, that are real,
Right. Genuine looking.
too edited. You know what I mean? Like there's
Right.
an art to putting it together. I think
For sure.
has that. So, and I think you can appreciate, that sort of the craftsmanship and creativity that goes into putting together. I think you're gonna. I think we're
Yeah,
gonna.
because you got my mind going since you've been talking. I've been thinking about a couple things
I can
like
see it. I can
differently
see
I
it.
could do.
Man. I can see it, man.
All right, bro. I'm gonna let you get out here. Obviously, we can send voice messages and talk all day, but I appreciate you. I'm like I said, put everything down. Thank you, man. For real. Seriously, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, buddy. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, y'all take